Hello everybody, welcome back to the Branching Out Devlog series, and I have written a story. This is episode 3, and there's been loads of progress, so let's get cracking. For those of you who are new to this channel, I'm Nick, and I'm making a 2D Woodland game called Branching Out. I'm using Unity, and I'm working on this in my spare time, and I'm about 8 months into development. So yes, I have written out the framework for the story. I'm not going to spoil it, but I can give you an overview and tell you how it shaped my approach to the development of the game. You start the game as Cherrin, aged 5 years old, and your mum takes you for a walk in the Scottish countryside. It's essentially farmland, and your mum wishes she could spend more time outdoors. Next year you return, and mum reveals she has bought this plot of land and intends to rewild it. She calls it Silver Birch. You can help, she says, and you spend the game learning how to take care of the land and bring plant diversity and wildlife back to this area of Scotland. I won't tell you more for now, but the idea is that life continues while Silver Birch is a constant for Cherrin. From this point on, you play one day at a time, and in between each day a whole year happens. This way you can play for the entirety of Cherrin's lifetime and watch the impacts of your actions throughout the game. With this in mind, Cherrin will need skills to help them rewild the area, and so I'm working through those skills as they will acquire them in the game. The idea is to get the basics down quickly, with code that is solid, and refine later. One thing I said in the last devlog was how I want this to be educational. I want Cherrin's enthusiasm for nature to be infectious through the screen whilst you play the game. With that in mind, I've decided that all wildlife species and key moments will be recorded in Cherrin's journal. The categories are flora, fauna, fungi, skills and achievements, but I might change this later on. You'll be notified by this pink pulsing edge of the screen when Cherrin hasn't seen something before, and you're able to write it down and make some comments about it in your journal. I need solid game mechanics for filling a watering can and watering plants that I want to feel somewhat realistic. I already have created this for digging and carrying small trees, but early on, Cherrin will have to learn how to water their plants. Here's me making the art, animation, colliders, and the code required to make this mechanic work. Chosen to fill the watering can in the stream and have a UI indicator that tells you how full the can is. You can pour wherever you like, but if you just pour on the ground, you're essentially wasting water and could be wasting your energy. In the final version, I intend to make it so that you move slower when the watering can is more full due to the heaviness. Each day I don't want to have a time system where it gets dark and you have to stop. Most of the time in the real world, you just keep going until you run out of energy. This is my plan for the game. What you see on your screen now is a project I was working on about 2 years ago called Intact. Whilst I don't want to have health that will decrease with damage in branching out, I still like the look and feel of this health bar, and it was my inspiration for this part of the game. I've made this energy bar that will reduce over time through exertion, and more so when doing strenuous activities like lifting and digging. Eating and resting will help you to restore your health throughout the day. For example, there will be some mushrooms that can be foraged and are safe to eat, providing energy. I also plan to include a packed lunch every day that you can eat at any time as well. final update for this episode is the pruning mechanic. This is necessary early on for the removal of invasive non-native species, like rhododendron, that can negatively affect native animals. I've decided to make this a bit like a mini-game, where you'll zoom in on the plant and are able to snip the branches by moving the secateurs and cutting them off. I'm not finished this yet, but I'm pleased with how it looks so far. Some next steps I have are making more animals and developing their behaviour. Cherrin will have to learn to keep still or move slowly in order to get close to animals, otherwise they'll run away. I also want to include birds flying and fish in the river. These can be observed and admired, but I don't intend to include a fishing mechanic in this game. Another cool mechanic I want to include is skipping stones. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this is a core memory from my past, and something I still find myself doing when next to a lake or a river. If I can get it right, then hopefully it'll be a fun mini-game that you can get a lifetime best number of skips on. It might be cool to look at the weight, thickness, roundness and smoothness of the rocks that you find before throwing them, affecting your score. Again, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm loving the comments on the video so far. Keep them coming. Like if you like this vid and subscribe for more. Bye!